Hello everyone, I'm Brian. Today I'm reacting to How Does One Go to the Very Source of Thought? Krishnamurti. I believe that's how you pronounce his name, but I'm not sure. So, I'm hoping this will maybe tell me how to reach the Turiya in a sense. I know it's not going to be very simple, but then I also thought about this about like what Osho would say, where I think it was a suggestion of a video where it says you don't need someone to tell you how to get there. Everyone can get there themselves, which I do believe that to be true. But it's kind of like riding a bike or driving a car or cooking. You know, if no one teaches you how to ride a bike, you will eventually ride a bike. It's going to be painful, it's going to take a long time, and you might not even do it right, but you know, it's nice to have some guidance. It's not to say that the way that this one person teaches you how to cook, ride a bike, or drive a car is the correct way for you, but it is one way, and you could always look for more teachers. So let's go ahead and get started. (1981). How does one go to the very source of thought so that the possibility of silence and the thinking process itself?
What is the nature, what is the source of thought? How does one go to the very source of thought so that there is a possibility of silencing thinking process itself? What is the nature, source of thought? How does one go to the very source of thought so that there is a possibility of silencing thinking process itself? It's a wrong question.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I laugh so much. But you know, I get it. It's saying, well, you know, that's not the right question to ask to get the answer that you're supposed to. I don't know why. That's the wrong question.
So what is thinking? I'm asking you. What is thinking?
I never thought about what is thinking, but I do it all the time. Thinking in some general sense is a way to find an answer, I would assume. What else? Thinking. Is it only when you're trying to find an answer do you think? Maybe I'm just caught on the spot and I can't really think very well. But that is one, I guess, is to find an answer.
You do that all day long, right? When you go to the office, when you go to the temple, when you talk, when you are destructive, but what is thinking? Answers.
A process as well? But a process can mean anything. I guess thinking is to find a solution to a problem. Can that answer all? Is that the answer for thinking? Would you ever think if there is no problem to solve? What am I going to do tomorrow? What am I going to eat? Where do I need to go? Do I have to bring that back? All those are questions of things that you need to do and that you have to solve the problem for. Can we think and not can we think and that not be a problem to solve? So I don't know. I don't think you can. Again, maybe I'm just I can't think of it right now, but I think every time you think about something, it's generally because you're trying to solve a problem, right?
Have you ever even thought about what is thinking?
Nope. Just yeah, I never.
What is
Oh,
the movement of thought?
movement of thought.
Let's begin slowly. This is the last question. It's 9:15. Huh? Yes. Good Lord. We've been an hour and a quarter here. I'm sorry. Now what is thinking? Not what to think. Not what to think about. Not what thought should do or not do. But we are asking what is thinking itself. You think if you are a businessman in one way, you think as a lawyer in another way, engineer, a computer expert, right? You think in these ways. But we are asking, what is thinking itself? If one is asked your name, you reply instantly. There is no hesitation. Hesitation being time interval.
Well, I guess you can answer things that you know, but things that you don't know you think about. I hope still people think about what they know still. But that's what I'm getting so far.
Please just follow this for a little. When you are familiar with something, there is no activity of thought. There is instant response. You know the house you live in, the street you go by, that is familiarity, constant repetition as your name.
It's almost
There is
instinctual.
instant response. That response has been immediate because there's been past repetition.
Comes a habit.
My name is so-and-so. I've been called that name since I was a small boy, and I repeat it, and when you ask what my name is, out it comes. Then, if one asks a more complicated question, very complicated question, which is what is the distance between here and London? You hesitate, you have read about it somewhere, or you begin to inquire what's the distance. So the time interval between the question and the answer, during that interval, there is the operation of thinking. Right? That is asking somebody, reading about it, looking to be whether it's exact and so on. That is, the operation of thinking is going on, searching. Then there is the reply. That is, between the question and the answer, there is a time interval. In that time interval, there is the movement of thought. Right?
From brain to mouth?
Now, if one is asked a question which is for which you have no answer, which means you are not looking, you are not waiting for it to be told, You're not searching, asking. You said, I don't know. When you say, I don't know, actually I don't know, what has happened to the quality of thinking? You're following this? Please, sir, do it with me. When you actually say, I don't know, and you mean it, not say, well, I'll find out, I'm waiting for an answer, I'm doing this. But when you are absolutely clear that you don't know, what happens to the movement of thought? Go on, sir, tell me what happens. Oh, for God's sake. The activity of thought comes to an end for them.
I don't know. I guess for me it'd be I don't know, maybe I just think too much and I just move on to the next thought. But yeah, I mean, instead of saying I'll find out, just say you don't know. And the thought stops, the thought process stops. I don't know. That might not be me. Me would be thinking about, like, just questioning it all the time. Trying to figure out an answer the best that I can with what I know. Bring up a whole bunch of different possibilities, so maybe my thought process doesn't necessarily stop at I don't know. It's always going to try to figure it out, even if I lack the knowledge of whatever it is I'm thinking about. I'm trying to think if I'm sure I have had come to scenarios like that. But you know, I don't really talk about like topics that we don't know about necessarily. It's always just like everyday stuff. So, hmm. Yeah, I was. That's weird. I think I would think about it, try to think of possibilities, even if I don't know. It's kind of like saying, for me, it's kind of like, even if you're not good at something, just to give it a try. You know, it's not necessarily like thinking about it and making a wrong assumption is going to be, depending on the situation, that's going to be a bad thing. It's just like, hey, you know, there's a problem, we need to fix it, and any possible solution, you know, you got to try it, kind of deal, I guess. So it's better to try than not to try. Sometimes like that.
Which means, follow it, sir, slowly, follow it carefully. Which means, the brain is no longer seeking, asking, searching, tentatively feeling out. It is absolutely quiet because it doesn't know. Right? Do you see this? So is your mind, is your brain ever in a state of not knowing?
Well, yes, actually, but a lot of times, honestly. But I always ask though, like if I ever talk to someone and I don't know something, I ask, I inquire about it to know something about it. So it's, I guess, unless they don't know either.
About anything. Or your brain is always full of knowledge.
It may not be full of knowledge; it's full of questions, and it never stops thinking.
You're following on. Which is your brain is occupied. Occupied with your what you're doing, how you will tell this, quarrels with your wife, husband, business, journey.
Mhm. That is my brain right there all the time.
That churning process, the chattering, whether it's business chattering, whether it's social gossip, whether it's physicist gossip, you follow? The whole of that is the act, the movement of thought.
But maybe not all the
Acquiring
time.
more and more knowledge and responding from that knowledge, thought, action. And so our brain is full of occupation, which is so, you can see it. It's only when you say, I really don't know.
I guess it's not necessarily that I don't have a problem saying I don't know. It's just it's the question of knowing or wanting to know. That's filling my brain. So what is this? What is that? What does he mean by this? Is this the right definition that he's using? Is this the right verbiage? Is this what he meant? It's not about saying I don't know. The questions imply that I don't know, for me anyway. That's the reason why I asked them, to know.
That's a very frightening state for most people.
Is it because there's the famous saying, we fear the unknown, that's why we must know. Well, I don't know about must know, but that's why a lot of people say they must know, because we fear the unknown, which is very much true.
Because we are also vain, conceited, arrogant. We are so full of other people's knowledge.
Oof.
We're second-hand people.
That's me for sure. I don't think I'm arrogant about it though, but if there's any information that I know, I try to share it in hopes that it helps people. And I said this before, that I question people's beliefs or thoughts to ensure that it reinforces their own thought. But if I break their resolve, it's like, I'm gonna do this. I'm like, why are you gonna do that? It's like, I don't know. I make sure that they want to do what they want to do by questioning them. If he says, "Oh, I want to do this," and like, "Why do you want to do that?" Because I'm this, and this. And be like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Like, "Yeah, it's all fun. This, and this." I'm like, "Okay." That person thought about it. He really wants to do it. There's no doubt in his mind. And boy, are we all second-hand people. Some of us are third and fourth-hand people too, I'm sure. It's knowledge passed down generation to generation.
It's only the brain that says, I don't know. You understand the beauty of it, sirs? Such a brain is a quiet brain, because it's totally unoccupied. It occupies when necessary, but otherwise absolutely in a state of not knowing. You understand it?
I do, yeah, now I do. But
Thought is, the source of thought is memory. Memory is knowledge. Knowledge is experience. That's a fact. And so the source of thought is experience. Whether your experience or thousands of years of experience.
And the famous quote I like to say is to learn the easy way than the hard way. And what I mean by that, it's better to witness someone stubbing their toe at night and to realize you need a flashlight than you yourself stubbing your toe, because that's painful.
Which is stored up in the brain as knowledge. Therefore, thought is a material process. Matter. Anything that thought creates is matter. Your gods are matter. I know you don't like that. There's nothing sacred in thought as created. It's the mind that is beyond thought, beyond time, that it knows what it is to be sacred. That's it.
Oh god, that was quick. That wasn't quick, but that was quick. Okay. So yeah, no, I do agree with him, with a lot of what he said. Yeah, you know, knowledge is an accumulation over time. It is what has kept us safe, and that's the reason why we obtain knowledge. Obtain knowledge to do certain functions in life, to become better at something. Again, all these things are materialistic things. Learning how to be a space engineer, better way to handle the material world. Also, a way to keep yourself safe by not eating poison ivy or messing with venomous snakes and whatever else. But yeah, it's not necessarily that do not have a problem saying I don't know. As a matter of fact, when someone asks me a question I don't know, I say I don't know. But I guess the problem is the but part. That I think of ways of solving the problem from past experiences. Like I said, absolutely, I bring up all the knowledge that I have learned throughout my life, whether I learned it the hard way or the easy way, and try to give it to that person in hopes that it'll help them. Just, you know, it's up to that person whether they want to use it or not, but I at least want to try to help them if I can. And knowledge is free, even though it had a cost. It has a cost, but it's free. It's weird to say. To find out if something's venomous or not, before we had all these lab testing, someone had to get bit and notice the effect. And then we find out that that snake is poisonous, and then maybe we kind of fear most snakes until we have a deeper understanding. But maybe I'm diving way too deep into this thought process. But I guess when you say you don't know, I guess he's talking along the lines of not using your past experience, your past knowledge to formulate an answer. If you truly don't know and you don't try to bring up your past experiences to try to solve it, then you just say you don't know and there's no thought process. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, but why would you not want to? I mean, it all depends on the scenario, obviously. If it's something that's very deadly, you want to know for sure, and you can make hypotheses or theories with past experience on certain things, but you don't act upon them until they're absolutely necessary, I guess. I don't know. I think about things weird. But yeah, okay, I understand. But that's just the problem for me. I guess my brain doesn't work that way. It always tries to find a solution whether it knows something or not. And it's not to say that because I found a solution that I say I know. It's just more along the lines that even if I don't know, I must try to find the best solution because I have a problem I have to solve, and I will use that solution when I have to. I'd rather know the solution and use that than use a solution. I will say, quote that solution in quotes. Then use that solution as a last resort, in a sense. And also, maybe that. Man, am I going like way off subject on this one here? He's talking about the very source of thought. I'm talking about answering problems. But let me finish this thought. Oh boy, thought. And but I'd still rather give options, because what is the true solution sometimes is never straightforward. Sometimes you just have to think things out, find the best possible solution, because you don't know what the right one is, and maybe no one does, and you just have to do the best you can with what you got. Okay, I probably went way off subject on this one, but he's talking about thought and source of thought, and also about not knowing and saying that you don't know. Which, again, I have no problem saying I don't know, but it's still the thing that fills my mind is the questions to know, to understand, to at least find a solution. Even if it's not the correct one, but you won't know until you try. I went on a word jumble there. Alright, anyways, that's my reaction to how does one go to the very source of thought. I kind of get it. I need more examples of other gurus on that to fully, again, it's like a puzzle piece and some of it has stuck together, and there's still many of them I'm trying to piece together, and I haven't quite pieced them all together yet. That's how I like explaining things. Anyways, that's my reaction to this. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, thumbs up, thumbs down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next vid.